Hey guys, Trevor Holt here. It's Friday the 20th of June 2025. I'm up at the crack of dawn. Here you can see Venus here behind me. We're out to do an Australian first, Australian-based study on the effectiveness of this fire ant soup making machine that I got, licensed through the University of Florida and endorsed by Dr. Joshua King. It's his technology, patented in the US, and we brought this technology to Australia, and after about, I think it's been 6 months since I first commissioned this machine, we're going to start with some scientific research on the effectiveness with University of Southern Cross. A little bit of an anticlimax. 6 months is a fairly long time to get this little project underway, and very disappointing, I suppose, that neither the Labor government or the LNP government chose to investigate this technology with me, or helped to create, communities with an option other than toxic chemicals that they are using. So that's a little bit disappointing. No councils have got behind me. I've contacted all the councils in the area: Logan, Lockyer, Somerset, Brisbane, all the ones on the north side. So I've contacted all the councils and all the state members in different areas of the fire ant eradication zone and outside the eradication zone, and no one's even remotely tried to assist me to get this project off the ground. A lot of people that I talk to are happy to treat fire ants without the chemical offerings by the National Fire Ant Eradication Program. They want an alternative. The communities are crying out for alternative treatments for fire ant eradication or fire ant treatment, knowing that the overall eradication program has been failing. It's every month it's increasing suburbs, and it's costing taxpayers a lot of money. So the program literally has been failing, obviously, for 25 years since it started in 2001. So it's a little bit disappointing that they're not exploring alternative methods, because obviously their chemical offerings aren't working. If they were, we would see a reduction in fire ants, but we're not seeing that. So this is privately funded. The funding secured by the University of Southern Cross, and it's just a little pilot program, hopefully the start of more to come. We're going to go to Stockley and Jimboomba this morning to treat. We want to get a move on. Hopefully we can get 100 odd nests treated today and catalogised and documented for this research. So winter months, guys, is very good for this sort of technology. The chemicals don't work, especially the prophylactic chemicals don't work in these colder months and colder conditions, but hot water treatment will work all year round, and is particularly more effective in these winter months. So we'll see how we go. Might take a little bit more water or a little bit more time to get to the fire ants, because they might be a little bit deeper, trying to escape the cold. So anyway, an Australian first. It might be a little bit delayed, and might be a little bit late, and might be under a little bit disappointing circumstances with what happened to me on the 16th of April, and what's happening to hundreds of other people out in the eradication zone. I think there's over 2,000 people have been forced to entry with police over the last 12 months or so, and it's creating adverse negative effects, on people's mental health and overall well-being. People want to, feel in control of their private property and feel in control of their values. And if people want to live without chemicals as one of their key values of life, then I don't see why we should deny that to them. So I feel what the National Fire Ant Eradication Program currently is doing now is wrong, and it needs to revise its current strategy to include a little bit more community buy-in. Obviously, the community is not buying into this current approach, and we want to initiate change. And I'm hoping that with some scientific research and some backing of some local universities, we can put some real pressure on them to initiate that change that's required, guys. So wish us luck today, and hopefully everything goes well, and we can put the pressure, continue pressure on the National Fire Ant Eradication Program to consider alternatives, stop reckless prophylactic treatment and distribution of forced distribution chemicals on private property, and go to a more management style approach where they're actually treating actual fire ants. So that's the goal today, guys. Yeah, so very proud, I suppose, to be involved in this research, and very proud to bring this to the community, but obviously disappointed. My local member, Jim McDonald, didn't want anything to do with it. My local member, Scott from LNP, these guys don't want anything to do with it. My local mayor didn't want anything to do with it in the Lockyer Valley. Yeah, like I said, I've contacted everyone, and no one else has put their hand up to assist or to even offer land for the research to be conducted in. So it's very, very disappointing that the leaders of our communities, or the decision makers of our communities, haven't got the best interests of the community. A lot of community members don't want to be exposed to toxic chemicals. And I know it's not documented as a human right not to be exposed to toxic chemicals, but I feel it should be, and I feel that's where we've got to push this campaign. Individual choice is important, especially for organic farmers and people that want to live a toxic-free lifestyle. I don't see why they can't do that, especially where there's no fire ants evident on the property. But even if there was fire ants evidence, this technology's available here in Australia now. We've got the first model made, and we're going to try and use it. I've been using it now for 6 months, treated thousands of fire ant nests in the suppression zone, had a lot of success. Obviously, having domestic people pay for this out of their own pocket without any subsidies from government, it's very difficult in a cost of living crisis, but people have been willing to depart with some money to treat their fire ants in a non-chemical fashion. So that's promising to see. So I feel commercial solutions are what's best. The government doesn't have the same requirements as commercial business. Commercial business has to be fit for purpose. They have to meet the demands of their clients, otherwise they won't get repeat business. They have to be cost effective, and they have to build relationships with people to be successful in business. But the government doesn't need to do any of that. They can just steamroll everyone. As their clients, that's what they're doing, steamrolling us. And I feel that that's not very appropriate, and that's why commercial operators are a better place to manage this fire ant mess than what the government is, especially qualified pest controllers that have been doing it for 20-30 years. I hear pest controllers, they wouldn't use the chemical offerings that the National Fire Ant Eradication Program would, and they would treat direct nests as well. So yeah, so here we are on the verge of history, guys, in Australia, and hopefully we can get some good outcomes. But yeah, while the disappointments are there that these decision makers aren't helping, I feel that with the community behind me, and as a growing need exists to actually work with the community. Unfortunately, a third person now has been arrested for obstructing police. This guy actually happened the other day. So there's more and more people, and it's causing harm to people's lives. So steamrolling over people is not a very good way of managing things. So that's why I'm pushing for management of fire ants in an eco-friendly, sustainable method that actually works with the community. And people that don't want exposure to toxic chemicals should be respected, and their human rights and private property rights be respected as well. So, and that's what this is all about. And this is just providing options for these decision makers and these people of power, the process and the technology to be able to achieve managing fire ants, plus work with people of the community who have that sort of mindset. So but anyway guys, here I am, and off I go. Someone's got to actually do the work, so I'll post some updates throughout the day. Thanks guys, bye.